On the Business Courier front page centerpiece this week, a profile of an average guy who's making his mark, an average humble guy who happens to be right now at the helm of one of America's largest corporations and Cincinnati's largest employer. He oversees $100 billion in revenue, just completed a $2.5 billion acquisition for his company. His low-key style may be average, but there's nothing average about new Kroger CEO Rodney McMullen, who is making his mark. He got his start at Kroger in 1978. He was stocking shelves as a University of Kentucky undergrad. A steady move up the ladder resulted in his appointment in 2009 as president and COO before assuming the CEO role January 1st. He replaced David Dillon, who has retired. The 53-year-old McMullen is said to know the grocery business inside and out, and some say he knows the grocery business better than anyone. McMullen takes over the grocery giant at a crucial moment. Kroger just added 227 stores with last week's acquisition of Harris Teeter supermarkets. He is also tasked with keeping Kroger's industry-leading streak of 40 straight quarters of same-store sales growth alive, and investors want him to build on Kroger's fantastic 2013 stock run in which shares rose 52%. True to his humble reputation, McMullen chose not to talk to us for the story, but our reporter Steve Watkins talked to many people, including Dave Dillon, about McMullen and the expectations of him as he begins his new role. Steve joins our Business Courier editor Rob Dahlmeyer here in the studio with more on what they had to say. Steve and Rob?
Thanks very much, Steve. Thanks for being here.
Sure.
So as I said, McMullen didn't talk to us for the story. It's not a rare thing. Their CEOs, since we've been around, just don't do it very often. But what did you find out about Rodney McMullen when you talked to other people?
Well, a lot of things. He's involved in a lot of local boards. Father Graham from Xavier University, Rodney sits on the board of trustees there. Father Graham talked about how smart he is, yet how willing he is to listen to others. I talked to Bill Ball, who sits on the board at Cincinnati Financial with Rodney McMullen, and he said Rodney rarely says the first thing about an issue. He always listens, but when he does speak, everybody listens to what he has to say. He's very smart, and one thing that came across, people say he knows more about the grocery business than anyone in the country. That's pretty impressive.
I mean, he got his start at Kroger when?
He started quite a while ago, several decades ago, and he's worked his way up through. He started in college as a stock boy at University of Kentucky.
Right.
So his whole career has been at Kroger, and he's worked with David Dillon, the previous CEO, for years.
And talking about Dillon, who by almost all accounts has had a fantastic run. He steps aside, so January 1st, McMullen took over. How is McMullen going to be different from Dillon, according to the people you talked to?
Well, there are a few things. One thing is David Dillon was really comfortable talking to people, both at annual meetings, at speeches, and to the employees, and both in a big group and when people came up to him after. I personally saw that a number of times. Rodney McMullen, it's not that he would be uncomfortable. In fact, some of the people I spoke to said that, but it's something he'll have to get used to because it is a slightly different role.
Now, Kroger's been on a run, a long run, and considered widely to be the best run grocery chain in the country. Years ago, Walmart was supposed to kill him. Didn't happen. But what are some challenges that they face anyway? This is a tough industry. This is an industry where 2% margins aren't uncommon.
It's a real tough industry. He has several challenges. Kroger's been on a great roll, which is great for him to walk into, yet the Harris Teeter deal they just completed, that's huge, and there are a lot of efficiencies, cost savings, and improvements to both stores that he's going to need to get out of that. Fortunately, he knows the grocery business so well. Other things, the stock price has been up a lot, and that's tough to keep going. And there are a few other things internally and with new products and things like that that they're going to have to keep those margins up.
Well, I know you'll be watching. I know you'll be writing about it, so thanks for being here.
Sure, thank you.